Number 21 on the scale chart is insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. So you've gotten past the fear, but now you're just a little insecure and you feel guilty because when maybe you feel guilty about not being fearful anymore. It's funny how those things become habits and patterns with us, and we don't always realize what it's doing to us in the process. But insecurity, I think we all have that at some point. A lot of us outgrow it. When you're very young, you're very insecure. You don't know anything. You have to trust your parents and caregivers for everything. And then you slowly get into the world. And as you step into adulthood, when you're leaving your parents' home in the late teens, early 20s, that's a period of a lot of insecurity because you're getting out to the brand new world and you don't have mommy and daddy there or caregiver to fall back on in the same way as when you were in their own house. So it's a little different. You have to get past that. And then getting married and having children, the insecurities come off on and on and on, but we move through them. We work through them. And sometimes we feel guilt because of how we chose to work through them, or maybe something we did to our child or someone we loved or felt guilty when really we should not. And we take that sometimes, or feeling of unworthiness, maybe not feeling like we were loved when we were children, and how that may have affected. So here's your affirmations to move away from insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. I acknowledge my true worth. I acknowledge my true worth. Everybody is in one way or another, to someone or to someone else, or some groups of people. Recognize you bring value and worth to people in your life. It is true. Identify. Number 2, I choose to be myself. I talk about authenticity a lot, about being yourself. And you have to make a choice. It's not easy to be yourself because the world wants you to conform and to be who they want you to be, the robots that they want you to be, or whatever. And our parents tell us to conform, to make life is easier when you conform. But sometimes your spirit is not happy when you. And so choose to be yourself. I certainly support that. That's a great affirmation. I choose to be myself. And then also, I accept myself for who I am. I accept myself for who I am. And that's important too. Many people are raised to think you're supposed to be perfect, but nobody's perfect. It's not possible. Too many parts of the life and part of the world to be perfect almost in anything. We all make mistakes. That's a part of our human nature and part of our growing and our growth. They say that people who make the most mistakes have the richest and most meaningful lives because they have to learn how to maneuver their ways around that particular. Now, it's important that with this insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness, and the statements about your true worth and choosing to be yourself and accepting yourself for who you are, you still have to make sure you are that within the confines of the community or the environment that you're in. Not 100% necessarily. You can be outside the box. That's perfectly fine, but just don't be crazy. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So recognize if you're over the edge, reel yourself back in. Find the people who are in your life that you can trust and who have stability, who can reel you in, so you don't go too far up on the edges. It's easy to do that. I've done it myself and had to get reeled in, and it made a big difference to me when I listened and recognized, oh, this is someone here to help me, and maybe I need to listen, and let's see how the help can come, and then it shows up, and then I'm calmer and things work out better. But you have to recognize that you have to listen for it, listen to it, recognize it when it comes, and follow the advice. So I acknowledge my true worth. I choose to be myself. I accept myself for who I am. So that was insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. And from there, we're going up the scale to the next one is jealousy. I'll see you tomorrow when we talk about jealousy.